and welcome to the AI Summit London. I'm Rui Jukid. I'm joined by Giovanna, the Assistant Professor in Manufacturing Systems at University Nottingham. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Pleasure. Just so people can get a bit of an understanding of your background, can you shed a little bit of colour and light surrounding how you got to the University of Nottingham?
I am originally not from the UK, but I came to the UK to do a PhD in computer science. So I have a background in AI, been working in AI for more than 15 years. To build an academic career, you have to build your research profile. So there was this opportunity to start applying some of those AI ideas into manufacturing. And at the time, it seemed, from a career point of view, a good step, but also because of the opportunity that there is at the moment of applying AI in manufacturing, that I made the transition from being just like a computer scientist to the world of manufacturing.
Brilliant. So just moving on to the current landscape that you're working within, how has AI adoption evolved in the manufacturing ecosystem, and what processes are currently leading the way?
Okay, so this is a complex answer because there are two sides of this evolution. On the one hand, you have large companies such as BMW and Rolls-Royce that are leading on the AI adoption, where they already gone through this pilot purgatory and now they're really deploying AI at the operational level. And on the other hand, you have small and medium enterprises that are 99% of the UK's manufacturing sector, and that they are still trying to understand where the benefit can come from, and they don't have the power to invest. So although they are not running AI at the operational level, we are starting to see some benefits, some very quick wins that for SMEs, in fact, actually are much better, because then they start understanding how they can then scale that up.
And just touching on BMW, as you just mentioned there, super successful collaboration. I wondered if you could just share, and shed some light on the success that you've had with them.
Yes, so this was a project that we did with the Hams Hall plant near Birmingham. And we started looking at the data that they're already collecting, and we improved their statistical process control basically by very quickly digesting large amount of data from their machines and using data analytics and more traditional machine learning to understand how different machines were working. So what we were able to do is to deploy a pilot and see how we could reduce, basically 97% of the scrap that machines were producing.
And a lot of people I'm having conversations with are, talking about the challenges when facing about scaling AI. Well, what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing from a manufacturing side with scaling AI solutions, maybe in terms of like data availability and synthetic data generation? And if you'd be able to kind of give us a bit of insight.
Yeah, there is multiple facets to this, right? Traditionally, manufacturing is very fragmented in terms of their systems, and the data is very fragmented. It's not really what we say AI ready. Yeah, they don't have good quality data. Particularly SMEs have legacy systems, so they don't even collect data on the shop floor as we would, as larger companies do. And so here, for example, synthetic data generation that we can do with generative AI is starting to kind of ramp up that idea of how we can help companies to actually generate that data in the first place, so that then they can start building on top of it some AI solutions. That's on one hand. On the other is the skills, right? Digital skills. We need to upskill our workforce. Now, manufacturing here is also dealing with another challenge, which is manufacturing is not attractive. So people are not wanting to come and do those jobs. But hopefully, if we start integrating digital technologies and we can actually make use of the new generation's digital technologies to actually come to manufacturing and do those jobs. So I see a bright future from that point of view.
And talking about the jobs itself, and the industry workers surrounding that. How do you see AI? Now it's been more integrated into manufacturing. How do you see that roles changing going forward?
It is definitely going to change. I don't think we have a clear idea and understanding exactly how. I think there's various points of view. I'm going to tell you why. Manufacturing has always been driven by cost, by profit, right? And so automation allows us to upscale, produce large volumes, and reduce cost. So the question is, if we start integrating AI to automate even further, then are we actually going to need employees, right? On the other hand, though, I think people know the know-how is on the people, right? So of course, completely replacing people is not a good strategy. So I'm almost convinced that that's not going to happen. What we need to understand better is how we ensure that we can still, we use what both are best for, what AI is best for, what the human AI is best for. The human is the most flexible resource, is the resource that can solve problems that AI and robots can't, right, when they're encountering new situations. So we need to build systems that allows us to still, use that flexibility of human to solve problems and just use that AI to enhance what they are already doing rather than replacing what they're doing.
Moving on and looking ahead to the next 3 to 5 years, what realistic advancements do you foresee in industrial AI, particularly surrounding frugal AI and continual learning?
Right. So some of the benefits I already see both in small as well as large companies come from computer vision and predictive maintenance. That has been probably from the last 5 years starting to ramp up. And I see the next 5 years that even scaling up further. Why computer vision? Because those are methods that are easy to trust, because when you're talking about images, you can see what the AI is telling you about these images. Easy to trust, easy to verify. What I see a little bit more difficult is having complete black boxes, for example, that digest sensor data from machines. So the continual learning kind of piece that you're talking about is actually related to not only upscaling the AI technology that we already have, but also we need to advance a little bit more the AI technology itself. Some people say that we don't have an AI problem, we have an organization problem. However, I feel that for the manufacturing in particular, which is a constantly changing environment, we need to develop further AIs that can adapt to new unseen circumstances, to new unseen data, to work with limited data. And so that continual learning area of research at the moment needs to grow even further, needs to mature a little bit more in order for that to become a reality. And I think that once we crack that, then we're going to start to see much more deployments in shop floors across all companies. That's what I believe.
And further to that, is what do you hope to take away from the AI Summit London?
Well, for me, it has been a great experience of meeting people, networking, connecting with people that understand the business from different points of view, being able to share different challenges and build those connections to actually do further collaboration. So it has been a great platform for that.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for giving that great insights. Thank you for watching. I've been Rui Jukic, and this is the AI Summit London.